What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, a little bit different. We're going to be getting into XLM. We did a little bit of XRP today. A little bit of stablecoin dominance, a little bit of Bitcoin dominance. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So we got XLM here on the weekly. I got my buy order in at 245, or it's actually I put it in and actually it executed at 243. But regardless, I got it in, right? It got down to the 24 exactly. And I think we're getting ready to form a low. I think next week's going to be a big week. You can call me crazy, right? You can call me crazy. You can say whatever you want, think whatever you want, but right, these are my opinions, right? I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. You should, take this as, what I do, and it's not meant for everybody, right? A lot of people, I highly recommend that you have your own plan, right? That you formulate what you need to do to be successful in this market, right? But what I am doing is I am not selling. I did sell up through here, right? Sold up through here, sold up through here, right? Slowly, right? Slowly just selling, and buying now. Buying, right? I have one more buy order down at 225, right? If that does hit, I do. I have one more buy order down. I've been saying 243, 245 for a long time. Got a little bit lower, but, you know, relatively close overall. But, so, everyone right now is bearish. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Everyone is bearish. Everyone is worried about the 50-week EMA and the close of Bitcoin. I'm not worried. Not worried. Not. I went through. I made a Bitcoin video, so please go check that out. It's great. I think it's very informative. I think it'll help ease your mind in terms of the overall market, right? Because a lot of these, a lot of the crypto Twitter people, a lot of the YouTube veterans, the YouTube crypto people, they strictly use TA, right? There isn't a critical thinking element to macroeconomics. There isn't a thought and understanding of market psychology, not in the terms of you've seen the famous tulip chart. You've seen that, right? And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the psyop of crypto, the psyop of crypto Twitter, of crypto YouTubers, right? Of these KOLs who are more than likely getting paid to push an agenda, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that many of the large influencers are, they kind of mimic one another, right? They kind of mimic one another. They kind of have the same bearish and bullish scenarios, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna somehow, some way, they're gonna, when this does recover, because I do believe it's gonna recover, they are gonna find a way to spin it to make themselves look like they're geniuses and that they were still bullish and they were buying and this and that. They're gonna do this. I can mark this down, pin this video, stick it into a memory box. I can guarantee that. Okay, because their source of revenue isn't crypto. Their source of revenue is views and clicks. Mine, on the other hand, is I'm not. I mean, this isn't. In all honesty, this channel isn't even made to make money. Right? This channel was made because I saw what people were doing to the average retail investor. I saw through all the BS. I saw through the lies and deception. And you know what I said? I can't sit around and watch this and not do anything. And so I give my honest perspective on what I think the market is doing, and I think it's a big psyop, and I think a lot of people are getting paid, and I think there's a lot of corruption that is, caused the downfall and the despair of many. And so with that out of the way, right? Right? XLM has still a nice structure to bounce from. It really does. I mean, when you have an impulse and you oscillate like this, right? When you do this, you are setting yourself up for success, right? Overall, we have the 24th marked for something big, right? And we'll get into it, right? So stick around to the end. You have bearish, you have bullish momentum everywhere. You have bullish divergence everywhere, right? You got higher lows on the weekly, on the close, okay? Yep, higher low, higher low, higher low. What do you have? You have a lower low. Okay, bullish divergence on the Fu Manchu. What do you got through here? You got a lower low, okay? Obviously you can see that, right? Lower low, got a higher low. All right, double bullish divergence on the weekly. Okay, can we spot bullish divergence on the daily? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay. I hope you see it, right? I hope you see it so far. Right? So what do we got? What do we got right here? We got a higher low. We got a lower low. Right? We have a lower low. We got a higher low. Right? I mean, something big is brewing. Right? Something large is brewing. We had a cross on the 100 crossing down below the 200 on the daily. Very bearish, right? That usually marks the bottom. Right, with the cross. Let me get precise on here. Where's the cross? The cross happened right here. Where the cross happened? Right there. So from that point to the reversal, right? The reversal, 5 days. 5 days. When did we cross? We crossed yesterday. Right, we crossed right here. 5 days. So by next week, Monday. Sorry. Saturday. All right, something crazy. So this week, something crazy. All right, let's go ahead and take a bars pattern. All right, something where you crossed. Where did you cross? Something through here. Let's go through here. Something like this. All right, when everyone is bearish as well. Everyone and their mom is bearish, right? Everybody and their mom is bearish. Everybody is scared. All right, something like that. What is that? That looks pretty solid, right? I mean, does that not look solid or what? You tell me. You tell me in the comments. How does that look? I'm trying to get this to closing. Boom. Look at that. Maybe a little bit right there. Boom. Get a higher low. Something like that. I don't know. You tell me. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking when a lot of people are worried and nervous right now. What does this go to? This goes up to that 52-cent mark. I don't think I got the whole thing, but either way, right? Either way. I did get a, that would be an area. This, like, to me, if my honest opinion is, I'm more terrified of this area than this area. Why do you say that, CryptoVision? Why do you say that? Well, because this is a retracement zone. Right? It could end right there. That's where it could end. Realistically. Right? That's where it could end, that 52-cent mark. If we can't get above 52 cents, then it's over, right? And what happens if you start doing this? Right? What happens if you start doing that? That is a test, right? Because you've already had your A, B, C. All right, you coming up one more time for a failed swing pattern, and then you come back down and just start crashing. All right, so these are the targets to the upside that I have, right? These are the targets. I have 64 cents, 91 cents, $1.10. I know it. A lot of people out there got $2, $3, $4 XLM, $5 XLM. I don't have that. I don't. And you can call me more conservative. You can call me whatever you'd like. Those are my realistic targets that I believe are going to be hit. And, when this comes up through here, like this, I do think we're going to get a pullback to scare out most of the people. Okay? But I think we're going to rip. That's what I believe. With everything that everyone has gone through, a lot of people are going to sell up through here. A lot of people are going to sell up through here. And then you're going to get this, and people are going to be even more scared, and then you're going to get something like that. And you're going to get a lot of buy, and it's just it's not going to stop. Or we just rip through it. That'd be best case scenario. But I don't think market makers are going to let us get off that easy. Let's just be real, right? Market makers, they've made this entire cycle terrible. But I digress. So that's kind of the idea I have right now. I have a, kind of a sideways move for the next couple of days. Gotta come up, come back down, come up, come back down, and go. Not obviously, but something like this, right? And, I can't draw it perfectly, but that's the idea. You saw the bars pattern. It's similar to something through here. Okay. So you got bullish divergence on the weekly. You got bullish divergence on the daily. What about the 4 hour? Do we have bullish divergence on the 4 hour? I can almost guarantee that we do. If you got it on the weekly and the daily, you've got to have it on the 4 hour. I mean, without a doubt, right? Without a doubt. I mean, look at this bullish. I mean, bullish, just bullish up through here. Look at all these dots. That's what you like to see right there. What did we see before we took off on the 4 hour? Look at that. We got that bullish divergence, right? This bullish divergence. Look at all these dots through here. Look at all those red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, golden dot, red, green, red, green, red, green, right? Just going crazy, not knowing which way to go. What about this one? Look at through here. Look at all those dots. Red, green, bullish divergence, red, green. I mean, just everywhere, right? That's when you know a big move is coming. Look at through here. Look at November. Bullish divergence. Look at all those red dots. Sorry, all those green dots and those red dots. Just not knowing what's going on. I know it's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. We had some similar stuff to right here, where you just have a lot. You just see so many dots through there, and you did have a move. It wasn't sustained, but it still was something big. Something big was coming. That's what I think is going to happen, right? That's what I think is going to happen, right? This is just fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And people are going to be, no, dead cat bounce, no, dead cat bounce. All right, buddy. Buckle up, buttercup. So we do have this 26.2 level, right? We can come up here and find some resistance. Possibly get, build some more bullish divergence. Or you can come up through here, oscillate down, and bounce, right? And then go. Different options, right? But we are targeting 26.2. And then we're targeting 28. That's the levels, right? You know the rules, right? So it's 24.3 and 26. I do like how we've with this RSI, it's kind of been aggressive. It's been an aggressive RSI. You're getting, you're getting some type of movement. It's what you want, right? It is what you want. It is. I do believe. It would be hard to measure this. Negative 62. They're about even. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Maybe it's even. They're about even, if I'm being honest. They're about even. Maybe it is a little slightly higher. Let me see. Let me zoom in. No, it's slightly lower. Slightly lower. Slightly lower. So it's not complete bullish divergence like we'd want. But it's okay. You got it on the weekly, you got it on the daily, and you got the move. You're getting a move, right? It's not the move, it's a move, right? And until we get overbought, right, you got to get overbought and then do something. Or you got to don't come up to the overbought zone and reject. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? So we got some levels to the upside and levels to the downside. Let's go over to XRP. Let's kind of see what's going on with XRP. XRP Army, XRP gang. Hey, gang. Let's go over to the weekly, kind of see what's going on, right? I mean, you're getting overall, right? Overall, it's still bullish divergence. Bullish divergence, right? On the weekly, right? They're brothers, they're sisters, whatever you want to call them. They are. XRP and XLM, they are. What'd you get over here? Bullish divergence, right? You got a higher low, lower low. What'd you get? And that wasn't even crazy. This is we're building some crazy bullish divergence. I mean, look at the difference. This is pretty. I mean, this is pretty mild, right? Pretty mild. Okay. Do we have bullish divergence through here on the weekly? No, we did not. All right, you just had a higher low. All right, you just had a higher low. But through here, you're building bullish divergence on the weekly. This Fu Manchu is oversold. Your stochastic is at 0. I mean, you're waiting for a green dot on the weekly. You got a doji candle, a nice little reversal candle, which is nice. This thing is at negative 49, ladies and gentlemen. XRP is at negative 49. Look at this. The last time this thing went crazy, it was down here. You're saying that's nothing. That's nothing. That's not a crazy move. Okay, whatever. 75% move. You're right. It's not a crazy move. Until you realize that it's set up one of the craziest moves of all time. I mean, you do this and then you go up 500%. That was pretty cool. You know, it's your 1-2 setup, but you know, it wasn't a crazy move. 75% is, you know, whatever, right? No, that's a spectacular move, right? 75% from here, setting up a 1-2. 75% takes you above where you were before, previously. Takes you up through here, right? Most people are in profits. You come back down, you set up a big 1-2, and you go. I don't know about you, but I mean that's pretty solid for me. That's a great opportunity for me. If you know, if I'm paying any attention to or mind to it. But you know, I digress. Let's go check out the daily. Let's see if we see some. Ooh. Hey. You got bullish divergence. All right. You got lower close, higher low. And this is looking interesting. Very interesting, right? You've broken out and you're going sideways. And this is looking, not the fact that, you know, your RSI is pointed up, but your moving average is slightly, it's doing something like this, where it's doing something like that. That looks interesting. Interesting to me, right? With all the bearish sentiment, especially with everyone bearish, so bearish. Everyone is so afraid. It's so bad right now. And you're getting bullish divergence. I think we're forming a low. I think it doesn't mean, you know, you can't go a little bit lower, right? We have this 205 marked, right? Maybe you come down one more time, and then you go up, or you come up, and then you form a higher low. But I think something big is brewing, right? You got this large bullish divergence. I mean, you have bullish divergence, right? You got lower lows, you got a higher low. Bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence. You're way oversold. You're way oversold. I mean, this is super oversold. Like, bears that are celebrating right now are not. I mean, look at this. This is exactly what happened over through here. And it's even a better setup because you got bullish divergence. Look at that. Look at this. Your trend is changing while people are bearish. Ladies and gentlemen, XRP, XLM. Why are we so bearish? Why are we so afraid? Because Bitcoin? Who cares about Bitcoin? It can go sideways. It can go slightly up. It can grind. It doesn't have to lead the dance anymore. Bitcoin does not have to lead the dance. It could be altcoins, right? Bitcoin could have its glory another time, All right, could have its glory another time. You got more bullish divergence. All right, let me see this. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Something is brewing, ladies and gentlemen. Something is brewing. Something is brewing, right? I've been hesitant on the previous calls to say, you know what, hey, we could be going lower. We could be going lower. But I've been saying also this next dead cat bounce that most people believe in, I think is not going to be a dead cat bounce. I think a lot of people are sorely mistaken on what is going to happen to the markets. But I digress again. All right, let's kind of see what's going on, right? You got some, there's no bullish divergence through here. But through here there is bullish divergence, right? You got lower low. It's the 4 hours, so you can extend it a bit. Yeah, higher lows. Right, you're kind of just going sideways. Hopefully you can work your way up, right? Just giving ourselves a chance. That's all we're asking for. You got bullish divergence. Just like XLM, you got a whole lot of confusion going on, right? You had a whole lot of confusion up through here. I know it wasn't sustained. It wasn't, but you still rallied, 25%. 25% could get us started. I mean, 25% could get you started. So that's what I got for XRP, XLM. Let's go into Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, right? We got Bitcoin dominance on the weekly. We've been tracking this thing for a long time. If you're new to the channel, go check out my receipts, right? Hey, I talk fast, but I speak the truth, right? I do. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, right? I'm still bullish. Many are bearish. I'm still bullish. We had a cross on the 50. The 20-week EMA cross down below the 50. We've had the 24th of November for a while. The last time this happened, right, in a bearish postured, price action, that's bearish, right? The last time this happened was through here, right? Through here. July of 2020, right? So we can go look back at July of 2020. Let's go look back at XRP. Why not? We were just looking at XRP. July of 2020. Um, 2020. I don't even have it. I think I have it on XLM. I think I got the. I don't know why I don't have the. All of the. Pardon me. The price action for XRP. I got to get a different chart. July 2020, but before that, right? XLM went up 373%. That's pretty crazy to me, right? And then it cooled off a little bit, right? And then it really ran, right? So you had you still had a crazy move, right? With XLM, and then you cooled off for a little bit, and then you had another cross, and that was the big cross, right? So either way, I think altcoins are about to rally. I do. I believe that altcoins are going to rally, and that, that's, until this can get up through here and then use it as support and then go, just like Bitcoin, right? Just like Bitcoin. It's bearishly postured, but Bitcoin hasn't crossed yet. That's the big thing in Bitcoin, and I covered that in the video, right? It is below the 50, but it hasn't crossed yet. All right, with this cross, this thing has to show superhuman strength to get out of here now. For confirmation, I am looking actually for something to come up through here and then come down, something like that, and then I'd really be excited. What has me actually really excited is the Fu Manchu. I mean, look at that. It's a red dot on the Fu Manchu. The last thing we need is a cross down below the moving average and then a back test, right? So you got to get the cross, back test, go. Always got to get a back test for confirmation. Always. So Bitcoin dominance, super bearish. That's what we're looking for, right? This is a bearish chart, right? You're kind of just grinding up, right? Opposite of what altcoins have been doing. They've been kind of grinding down. They've been kind of going down slowly. This is the opposite. And then last but not least, we have stablecoin dominance grinding up. And I'll readjust after this week. But I mean, hey, we're looking for 20. We're looking after, after this week, we're looking for something big. We have the bars pattern of something similar, right? That we've gone over, right? Our thesis, right? You have a 3-wave move down. You have a 3-wave move down. You got a 5-wave move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a 5 move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got a crash. You're looking for a crash. It's that simple, right? It's that simple, right? You got bearish divergence on the weekly chart now forming, right? So you got a close on the price on. It is a close at 831, okay, with a RSI of 68. So 831 with the RSI of 68. We have a close of 819 with a close of 67. So what we need actually this week, we need to close above 831. So 832. I would actually like to close above. I know it's counterintuitive. You're like, you're screaming, CryptoVision, why do you want stablecoin dominance to go up? I want bearish divergence on the weekly. That's what I want. I want a strong bearish divergence on the weekly to then send us down packing. Send us packing, right? So possibly, maybe, today is a little bit red and I want today to be red for a reason, and we'll get into it. And then the rest, maybe today, tomorrow will be red, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe stable confidence is green. Things go back down a little bit, right? The reason being is because this is forming bearish divergence on the daily. We want bearish divergence on the daily, right? We got to close right here at 71.09 with a close of 776. So 71.09 at a close of 776. We have a close here at 70.93, right? So lower than 71, right? 71 with a higher, right? So you have a higher high of price, all right? And you have a lower high in RSI on the daily. Bearish divergence forming on the daily. We need it to form on the daily in order to form on the weekly. All right, so yeah, kind of closed down today. I'm assuming that it's going to bounce off the moving average or get right below it and then come back up one more time and form even more bearish divergence, right? And come up and get a lower high with the higher high. Get up to that 832, whatever. It's right at the top of this, this bearish ascending wedge, right? 832 is right here, right through here. So you can come back down today, tomorrow, whatever, come back up, reject. That would be nice. That'd be ideal, right? I mean, you got so much, right? Hey, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Stablecoin dominance has a bunch of support. I mean, you got all of these levels, right? These levels, this level, and this level are corresponding with EMAs. A lot of support, right? A lot of support. But overall, right, we're looking for the close below 776, right, on the monthly. 776 on the monthly, right? You got up to, let me get this out of the way. You got up to 875 and you close below. You got up to, 843 and you close below. That led to a nice little move. You got up to 822 and you closed right below, and then you got up to 884 and you closed below. So it's not new, right? This isn't going to be new if you have a large wick to the upside and you close right below, and then December is absolutely beautiful. Right? Something like this, right? Overall, right, when I see this pattern and I invert it, right, what does it look like to you? Right? What does it look like to you, right? What it looks like to me is come down, right, and you're kind of building like this cup. You're ready to go. What it looks like to me is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're looking to hopefully hopefully, like, you're building like a, some kind of, you're getting ready for your last wave, right? 1, 2 on the monthly, right? On the monthly. So you still got this, right? You still got this going for you. Okay. So that's what I got for XLM XRP, stablecoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance. A little bit of a longer video, but I think it's warranted, right? As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a small YouTuber, nobody, that is going against the grain of the large YouTubers, the crypto Twitters of the world, the people who are crypto veterans. And these are the reasons, right? These are the reasons why I believe that most are wrong, because most people are wrong most of the time and they lose most of their money, right? And so, as always, I encourage you to do your own research. I encourage you to have a plan and stick to your plan, regardless of what happens. And after your plan is executed, you can adjust, right? Hey, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to adjust this, right? And so that allows you to stay convicted, but it also allows you to stay disciplined, okay? And so that's what I implore you to do. As always, I thank you for stopping by and supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. It is hard to get up and make these videos knowing that a lot of people are in the depths of their emotions right now. And so I hope this encourages you, and I hope that this finds you well. As always, I thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.